All right, everyone. Cinephile Mike, your friendly neighborhood cinephile, is here with Award Season Review Season 2 and Day 76, the last day of Annie Week, and I'm here with my special guest, Optimus Prime. Today we are wrapping with Paramount's seventh film in the Transformers franchise, Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Written by the team of Joby Harold, Darnell Metayer, Josh Peters, Eric Hober, and John Hober, and directed by Steven Caple Jr., this film, tragically, sorry Optimus, was the franchise's lowest box office take with $157,066,392 at the domestic box office, 281,900,000 at the international box office, for a total take 438,966,392. A definite drop from the franchise's peak film, 2011's Transformers Dark of the Moon, which had a total take of $1,123,794,079. Interestingly enough, this film, Rise of the Beast, was critically received almost as high as the franchise's first film in 2007, but not quite as well received as 2018's Bumblebee. Is this film bad? Well, let's talk about it a little bit. First off, award season wise, like this week's first film, Cocaine Bear, Transformers Rise of the Beast has one Annie Award nomination, which is for Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation in a Live Action Production. Now, while that is the only nomination for the awards that I'm tracking this season, I feel it's also worth mentioning that it was nominated for Action Movie of the Year at this year's People's Choice Awards. Now, those awards have already passed as prior to this post this recording. Sorry. So it may have won the Action Movie of the Year. We'll have to backtrack to that. But the Ennies are still coming, so we could see if it takes that prize. Also worth noting, this film won the Golden Angel Award as the most popular U.S. film in China at the Chinese American Film Festival. So, while this Transformers film is the seventh in the franchise, it is second in terms of timeline. Rise of the Beast takes place in the 90s, so this serves as a direct sequel to Bumblebee and still a prequel to the 5 films we will get from Michael Bay. So, here we meet Brooklynite Noah Diaz, played by Anthony Ramos, helping support his family, which consists of his single, hardworking mother and little brother who suffers from sickle cell disease. His work experience consists solely of being an ex-military electronics expert, but due to what we can assume was probably a dishonorable discharge, he is unable to get work, so sadly resorts to doing what he can to make money, which includes one night stealing a car, which, as he's doing that, that turns out to be a Transformer being summoned by Optimus, bringing him into the world. Now, across the bridge, at an unnamed NYC museum, although it's pretty easy to assume which one we're talking about, we have Elena Wallace, played by Dominique Fishback, who is an expert at differentiating between true works of art and their forgeries. Are you okay in there? You're good. And ancient writings. She learns that examining a sculpture that she's looking at, she learns that this is in fact a different artifact that's not exactly a historical relic because it brings the Transformers now into her life. The item that she finds is one half of an item called the Transwarp Key, which can open portals between space and time. Now, the key being protected by the Maximals, the characters from the Transformers Beast Wars cartoon, a race of Transformer animals protecting Earth and keeping the Transwarp Key safe from being taken by Unicron, a planet-eating monster that already took their previous world. Now, Optimus Prime and his team also know that the Transwarp Key can help them get back home, so they work to keep this safe from Unicron and his team of Terracons led by Scourge. Now, what will follow, as we have seen in these films before, is a battle of robot versus robot to save the Earth with the assistance of some humans. So, right off, I will say this is not the worst film in the franchise. In fact, while I don't usually follow Rotten Tomatoes scores or put much stake in them, I would actually agree that this film is almost as good as the first, both still being behind Bumblebee, which is the strongest film in the franchise. I mean, what is it about this little yellow guy? We love him. Now, I will say, speaking to the animation that's any week of the Autobots, the Maximals, the Terracons, and Unicron, very good design. I remember in some of the earlier films, you sometimes couldn't even tell the difference between the way the Autobots were presented, the Decepticons were presented. It all just looked like one big mess. But here we can see very clear lines as each of the Transformers are introduced. And this also speaks to the script as well, because now when you see that five writers were on one screenplay, this can be a little disconcerting. But here they actually give you enough time to understand who each Transformer is so that you can follow along with who they are. And yet the plot doesn't feel too convoluted by veering into various circumstances with too many plot points. Pace wise, it moves along fine at just about 2 hours, and it definitely keeps you entertained. Ramos and Fishback deliver decent performances that keep what can be grounded in this grounded in reality. And also, I mean, come on. For those of my generation who doesn't love hearing Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. The fight scene's also decently staged, and I will say without spoiling, the last scene in the film, when Noah finally gets a job offer, got the 80s child in me so excited for the crossover film that I truly hope we get soon. So, that's where it is. Transformers Rise of the Beast is an entertaining 3-star film for me. There's some good action scenes, some decent animation, and some good comedic moments. Is it the greatest in the series? No. But they seem to be attempting to bring the franchise back to what we enjoyed about it at first. Now, if you would like to catch Transformers Rise of the Beast, it is streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. So there you have it. Annie Week has now come to a close, and now we are off on a journey. We're going to be hopping all over the world as the next 7 films. We are going to set up International Week with some great films that are Oscar nominated or other award season favorites. As always, if you like what you heard here, please subscribe to the channel, continue spreading the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms, compare film reviews with me on Letterboxd. I hope everyone is enjoying my Oscar prediction videos as well. They're going to keep coming every day. See everyone tomorrow, and until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.